So here's one called Black Nails, which I have because I've been painting. My personal hygiene is pretty bad. Nice chatting, Austin texted me out of the blue from New York. Now this is a man I haven't spoken to in 3 years. And before that, we had lost contact since high school, a good 20 years ago. But I knew what he was getting at. I wasn't trying to send you a message, I replied. Usually that only happens when I try to project. Yeah, but you know, ESP. He wrote back, and I read it in his Bill S. Preston Esquire voice, which made it quite funny. And then he sent another message. You gotta find a girl with black fingernails. The catch is that I had told no one about my previous night's dream. A nocturnal visit from a beautiful porcelain-skinned woman with black fingernails. Somehow Austin picked up on this, and I'm unsure which of us has the more powerful mind. Despite the fact that we both made lifelong efforts to kill brain cells. So I mentioned this on Facebook and included that I was a little bugged out by the convergence. And my friend Twardy in Knoxville chimed in to me and said, it's odd that you say bugged out. Apparently he had also had a dream the night before that a gorgeous porcelain-skinned woman he had never seen before with black nails was driving a white VW Bug plastered with stickers of my old band logos and a Keep It Weird sticker in the middle. Oh, did I mention that the guy who first contacted me was named Austin? Yeah, I did. And in Twardy's dream, she flicked a cigarette out the window into an oddly placed bottle a few yards away and sped off in that Volkswagen. Maybe she's heading towards you, he suggested. I told my mother about it, and she said, get in the shower, son. I can smell you through the phone, and you're probably gonna meet her before your next shower. Which isn't saying much, given that I'm rarely under running water more than twice a week, and my jeans can usually stand up on their own. And if you think this is all bullshit, you're bullshitting yourself. The human mind is always constantly communicating. It just depends on who or what the fuck is actually listening. It was quite a heavy cosmic convergence on hump day, so to speak. But my biggest question in this crash through the collective consciousness and unconsciousness is, was it me sending out those waves to my friends? Or was it her trying to find me through those I know? I hope she finds me. And I hope it's a Super Beetle and that she hands me the keys, because those little fuckers are fun to drive. Cheers.
Oh, Ruiz.
All right.
Okay.
Melancholy. I'll try to do a better job with my computer. Melancholy is a sweet ache for lost love, dissolved in the memory of its suffering. Blood pulsing beneath the surface of transparent skin. All it takes is a scratch for it to flow fresh. For we are fragile beings. Resilient, we can hang by a thread, outlive our fears, and make amazing resurgences when pruned back. We've learned how to manipulate our world to keep us safe. But a sudden twist of fate can just as easily snuff out the light. Melancholy is living with the knowledge of good and evil, tasting the fruit juice dripping down my chin without shying away. To know my own nakedness, but choose not to cover myself. Prefer to stand bare in the whip of wind, alive, present, and attentive. Melancholy is to have found joy in pain, but also the twinge of agony on the far rim of bliss. We hold the red-hot embers that glow in the night, even when it burns the flesh. It shows in my eyes that I've walked through fire to stand exposed by your side, heart pounding, face tilted to the heavens, hands falling open. Melancholy is to know there are no guarantees. We walk together only as long as we continue to challenge each other. A solemn promise to let go rather than hang on or hold the other back. For life is too short and too precious to carry dead weight on our backs or drag around a bag of rocks. Love reinvented. I feel the brush of your breath wild in my ear like the crash of the ocean whispering from a shell. Coiled snake unfurls, spiraling warmth swells, rising to sink her fiery fangs in my chest. Head thrust back, she consumes her own tail in relentless resurrection. Swaying in trance, your hand cradles the small of my back, our bodies rock in unison, an intimate choreography only discovered as it unfolds. Your presence grounds me, sparking chispas, soothed like melting wax. We merge, stretching tall and lofty, towering like a gnarled ancient tree, rough bark scarred with the blades of past lovers. But our entwined roots sink deep into rich, tilled soil, watered with tears of both sorrow and joy. But our arms still stretch hopeful, with the possibility of open sky. I reach tiptoe to taste the nectar from your lips. You surge regal as a mountain, raw strength countered by my rushing river, water smoothing stone. I cling to you as we teeter on the razor's edge, a motorcycle curving through unfamiliar roads, unrolling endlessly before us. I reach out to touch life as it rushes by, exhilarated, both terrified but exquisitely alive. Exhausted, I close my eyes and let the silence swallow us, and we dissolve into the rhythm of the earth's heartbeat, placing our open, pleading palms on the trembling ground, praying for just a little more time to travel in each other's arms.
Bellon.
Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Thanks for having me here today. You'll notice a couple things different. One thing you won't see is much confidence coming out of this one. Not as confident as you. A lot of good talent here. I'm not going to be quite as crass. These are real.
Not that confident, that's
So, I'm not from Texas, from Illinois. You might be able to tell by the voice. I'm from Texas. I love Texas, though. But I was born in the countries, in the cornland and dairy fields of Illinois. And there are many different stages to love, so I've chosen, since we're close to Valentine's Day, a Valentine's Day theme. And to represent some of the different stages of love, I've taken little snapshots out of a love story between a girl named Elena and a man from Illinois. I call the first stage the last petal. While I was out walking, I felt my heart a-sinking. I heard myself a-talking, or maybe I was thinking. I thought I said to no one that I was missing someone. I thought I said it clearly, but maybe I was mumbling. I stopped to think about you and waited there absurdly. This time I said it softly, but no one overheard me. I thought of you forever. That was a long and lonely hour. I played Loves Me Not with petals on a flower. While I picked a petal from a flower while a nearby squirrel was playing. He watched me pick the petal, or maybe I was praying. I said the words, "She loves me," but that scared my little buddy. To squirrels, human games like this must seem a little nutty. I picked another petal, which was as far as I had got when I asked my friend to look away. then quietly said, "She loves me not." I ignored that sinking feeling and quickly picked a petal again. I yelled out loud, "She loves me!" And up the tree the squirrel ran. But I kept on picking petals, alternating loud and quiet. Pretty petals, practically picked upon a posy. Me and the squirrel had a riot. By now, the flower was to the point where one could very nearly tell if the last and final petal would be a whisper or a yell. Finally, though, I picked a petal that was positioned next to last. The petal froze my hand from motion as if clinging to the past. I heard myself talking, but no one overheard me, while the squirrel played above me. I guess she doesn't love me. Phase 2, Valentine's Day. When I got out of bed this morning, I saw the calendar on the wall. It's the 14th day of February, and I had nobody at all. My mind then tried to remember all of the lovely things it knew, and these things all have one thing in common. They all remind my heart of you. Well, one thought led me to another. Before my mind was through, I thought I'd found myself a lover. Funny what my heart can do. So in the spirit of the season, or just for some peace of mind, I'll let you decide the reason I'm giving you this Valentine. Phase 3 happens in everybody's life. The Internet Police Compliance Order. While routinely monitoring Midwestern chat rooms to cleverly catch kids conversing quite quick, we happened to notice an illegal heart swap between you and a man that lives in Illinois. As you know, there's a shortage of hearts that are able. There's a shortage of hearts that are willing and kind. There's a shortage of hearts that are honest and loyal, and we don't want to let those hearts cross the state line. We've given this matter much consideration, and we are quite ready to impose a heart tax if you are unable or even unwilling to do what it takes to go get your heart back. So as long as your heart's in the hands of this stranger, and for each emotion evoked and for every smile, you must reciprocate in a similar fashion and lavish the same on his heart for a while. Be sure to keep track of gratuitous actions, keep the receipts for the emotions you've spent, and then at the point when it's most inconvenient, we'll come and assess your heart 20%. We hope you'll abide by the terms of this contract. If not, there's penalties and fines and interest. As always, though, be sure to read the fine print. This contract is void should the two of you kiss. Stage 4 is the kiss. There just wasn't any warning out on the beach that night. No snapping twig to startle the seagulls into flight. No far-off distant rumble to warn of things to come. No sudden noise or motion to warn our hearts to run. There was no wire to be tripped. There was no bell, not ding nor dong. No nick of time nor lucky shot as that moment came along. And waves crashed upon the shoreline, so there was no way to hear. And the full moonlight distracted as that moment drew us near. Our hearts weren't at the ready, and no one said get set. But forever I'll remember the moment our lips met. And then the 5th stage. Many stages to love. These are just 5 of them that I've chosen. These little snapshots. Here's the 5th. My journey to Elena. I'm on my way home to Elena. It's finally the end of my day. I can imagine the front door has opened. I can picture the things she might say. I know how I'll feel when I get there, and that's why I already feel like this. I love how she'll feel in my arms while I take time to ponder her kiss. But this isn't the start of my journey. It's not when my thoughts first went home. I was hours away then, not just minutes, when I thought of her then all alone. My heart went to her in an instant, the same instant that her thought set it free, despite a narrowly avoided collision as her heart came streaking towards me. Yet that wasn't even the start of the journey. It started much earlier today. You see, I was heading home to Elena, even while I was walking away. This journey towards Elena gets lonely, and it lasts from kiss until kiss. And during all that time in between them, It's the rest of the time that I miss. And I know that it's stating the obvious, but I can't wait until we're both inside. I miss her on the days that I leave her, and I love it when our hearts collide.
David Lester Young.
Yeah, I was so glad it was real nice. Gave me a chance to take my sweetheart's top down. And we, getting here, we we created poetry. If you understand that, my car, you understand that it has poets. That was its tag. And we really do go down the road like Lamar and create poetry. Dream organism. Tis a dream sensing too real, feeling every emotion zeal, wherein words ripple supple to touch love quiver couples. Couplets to be co-joined sweethearts, cuddling close heart to heart. A light aroused sensation tintillations among Cupid stimulated tribulations. 'Tis a dream of wet moist sensual needs, once so deep it cries aloud sweat beads. Where love quakes two into one euphoria, merging to climax epiphanies phantasmagoria. 'Tis a dream where dreamers desire love poetry that creates fusion melting all over body geometry. Romance tense tremors pulsating, livid nerve ending, hitting the right chord in a Shakespearean romantic organism. Thank you.
And our last poet of the evening, Thom.
Say that again? I was listening to people spend their time talking about their lives. So this is mine. I was a bartender in the Outback, and I worked with a stripper called Bonnie, and Bonnie used to scratch me, and I said, why do you scratch me? I'm your friend. She said, I like you. Well, two other people really liked her. They had a duel with rifles in the main street, and I thought that's the end I'd ever see of Bonnie. But I was the editor of the college newspaper, my accountant comes up, meet my new girlfriend. Way out where the railway ends and the men must be what the job demand in the town called city, there were 3 pubs and hardly any citizens. Pearl was a diver, worked as a stripper, served at the bar, got all the customers looking after her. Pete was a poor boy hanging onto her skirt, she was a fine flirt he didn't understand. Jim was a tall thin story of a stock man looking for a real pearl prepared to dive in. Pete was a young buck, but he was out of luck. The dad had a duel to see who owned the pearl. She left on the next train, left a brief note to explain that while the pearl is precious, it's never worth a death. Pete soon settled down one day, deep big town history turned up. Sure was, pearls like they both went off and got married, lived happily ever after. Sometime told his mother he was in love with someone other than his present lover. Mother said he ought to marry boss man's daughter. Security, she said, means more than a double bed. He just laughed, said love will win, despite his plans for everyone. His love, it seems, had other dreams, but despite his well-intentioned scheme, she married someone well within her means. Now what moral can be drawn? Once queen becomes a pawn, and there seems no point in playing the game at all. Is it not cruel to ask that love should play your fool? Well, place your faith in foolish men, for I have fallen yet again. Are we not wise to scout for our advantage, not wait for weak nor blind, but take precautions for a rainy day? Slim, solid knife thrust, slicing between the bone face, cuts between what we say we are and what we really are. To stand 1 to 1 with 2 eyes strong in the sun becomes one as no other does. It is good to be alone. To walk tall, 2 by 2, not arc-bound but evening, is a dream, well within our pheasanted imaginations. To link arm to arm in common dreams, in ones, in twos, in millions. Until then, I will dream serene oceans. Now, you just might be surprised. I thought that I was made of feathers. I found the truth. Instead, it was lead. I thought that I would live forever, till I found my senses.